Alright, we are live here. HoN Tour Season 3, Gold Cycle 2, round of 8 match between Shrek is Love and FnoH Hippo. And Shortcan, on short notice, has graciously decided to join me and not let me just do this all by myself. But he may have to leave at some point to scrim, and that's just fine. I'll take what I can get. So thanks, man, for showing up.
Yeah, I mean, it's also fun. I
Yeah.
enjoy doing it, so yeah.
It is fun. I'll give you that. That's why I keep doing it, despite the fact that there's a demonstrable evidence saying that nobody really cares, but I care, and that's enough.
I
for
care
me.
too. I care
That's
too.
good. That's good. That's two. We're up to two.
Yeah, we're up to 2 of the how many people who watch this?
I usually average anywhere between 10 and 60. I usually sit her in the mid 20s or something like that. So that's concurrent.
Well, yeah, it's better than anything that I've ever had.
Really?
So yeah, I've tried streaming before. It's not very successful,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So people don't want to see my big what do I play a lot nowadays? My big 800 GPM Clanks plays. Ha.
I don't know why. I'd see that. You gotta advertise, man.
Yeah, man, advertise all the time.
Just guarantee 800 GPM Clanks games every game, and people will show up
Yeah.
and then get mad at you when you don't do that.
Yeah, at least it gives them something to watch, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway, they're moving through the shocking phase pretty damn fast, so let's talk about the game that we're actually in. But Bramble first ban from Cluckmuck, and then Cthulhuphant, Swiftblade, and Parasite from the Hellborn side, but first ban Bramble,
I think FnoH Hippo is known to pick up Bramble. I'm not entirely sure how often they do it, but they have picked it up. And I gotta say, the hero is not weak
no, he's not.
by any means.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him do a couple of things, notably Suicide. It's kind of odd to see him first ban, mostly because, it's really a niche pickup and we very rarely see it. But, yeah, if you might know, I mean, you're the one that you played in this division last cycle, and so, hey, I assume that you've got some knowledge of these teams. I don't know if I remember seeing them pick it up, but I haven't watched FnoH Hippo much anyway.
Yeah, I didn't. We played against FnoH Hippo, we didn't ban the Bramble, and they didn't pick Bramble, so I guess it wasn't that much of a success for them, even though they did win a game with it or something.
Yeah, I don't know when.
Yeah.
We did this round of 16 match with them, and I don't think they picked Bramble, so maybe it was last cycle or
in the
something like that.
qualifiers.
Oh,
In the qualifiers.
okay.
Boar Beater played 60% Bramble in 10 games.
Oh, well, then, yeah, I can certainly understand why you'd ban that hero.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Cluckmuck doing some research there and figuring out what hero makes sense for him to get rid of. But picks are in Magmus, Chipper, and Engineer, the first 3 picks the Legion side. So I'm assuming that's going to be a Magmus Engie middle with a Chipper short lane. And Chipper, man, hero we've seen a lot more of lately, and he's done really, really well.
I think especially with Ogre though, you know that they're going to do something crazy.
Yeah.
Like Chipper, for example, I've seen them run it solo middle very often because he very often wins his lane even against 2 because it's a Chipper. He does ridiculous damage. Like
Right.
no support can keep him out of lane.
And he can snipe
So,
CS with
yeah.
rockets and stuff like that. So, yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
it's difficult. And Demstrats is known for playing Chipper as well. He has some considerable history on that hero, so in fact I would not be surprised if it was him that picked it up. And he is their typical mid player, so yeah, I shouldn't be so quick to assume it's going to be that Magmus Engie middle, because it could certainly be Magmus short lane with a Chipper in the middle, or maybe even an aggro tri-lane here, Magmus and Engineer
Exactly.
and a third
Yeah.
hero. Definitely have that possibility. Hellborn side, in the meantime, picks up Rhapsody, Bubbles, and Kraken, so I'm liking both drafts so far, actually. Lots of teamfight potential, good initiation on both sides, getaways as well. Not too much carry potential, but a fair bit of late game, and just generally strong heroes.
Yeah, but it looks to me like the picks from the Hellborn right now, they're kind of the picks that you'd expect before the Kraken nerf, before the Bubbles nerf, and before the Rhapsody nerf. Like, I still like Rhapsody a lot, very strong hero and everything, so is Bubbles, so is Kraken, but they have kind of fallen out of, out of style recently.
They're not picked quite as much, and I think part of that is because the Suicide role has diminished a little bit. We see a little bit more aggressive dual lane, and we see a lot more tri-laning. So having a true Suicide isn't as obvious as it was in the 1-2-1 situation, but there you go, Clanks. Just talking about him and your 800 GPM Clanks game, followed up by an Ophelia pick. So Legion side will not be running the tri-lane, but Clanks, Good hero.
I don't know. I've seen actually Ogre run an aggressive dual lane as well with Ophelia in their
Yeah.
woods. So that is also a very big possibility because Clanks needs free farm, and if he doesn't
Uh-huh.
get it's gonna be problematic. And with the chipper already picked up, he's gonna beat anyone 1v1 mid, I think.
Yeah.
Like Bubbles and Kraken are both gonna get stomped completely, and if they get a really strong solo laner right now, that could be drastic for the Hellborn team.
And they're not going to leave Clanks in the solo top lane either, so wouldn't be surprised at all to see that Rhapsody babysit, or perhaps even defensive tri-lane against it. They could certainly send either Bubbles or Kraken to that suicide lane, so if they feel the aggro tri-lane or aggro pseudo tri-lane coming from the Legion side, then I really wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try to do that. And this Puppet Master pick would suggest that. Yeah.
Yep.
So, unless they're going to suicide the Chipper, which has been done, and a few times by some notable teams, particularly BMG, but probably not going to happen here. So, yeah, I'm feeling the Magnus NG long lane with the Ophelia in the Hellborn Woods. Now, do they pick a jungler of their own to try to counter that, you think?
Well, what jungler?
Lego or Solstice are really the only options, I suppose. I think I'd go Legionnaire in
I
that situation, but
I
yeah.
think Ophelia beats both of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he probably does. The issue is basically just, can you do something about that? Because, yeah, it's Solstice called it. Called
Okay,
it.
well, now I don't like Hellborn's draft anymore.
Yeah, yeah,
I would
I
have
agree.
really liked an empath. An empath would have been amazing for
Uh-huh.
their defensive tri-lane.
And that would have allowed Kraken, Rhapsody middle, or even the defensive tri-lane, like you just said. So
Yeah.
that would have given them some definite options. It would have made their lanes a little bit less transparent. At this point, I can't imagine they're doing anything other than Bubbles, Suicide, Kraken middle, Solstice in the woods, and Rhapsody and Clanks in the top lane. They could, of course, put Kraken Suicide, but I think against the Puppet Master, that would be a really terrible idea. Yeah.
But you never know. Solstice lane?
If you lane Solstice, then
Oh, okay.
what do
Never
you?
mind.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. Don't mind me.
And we have turned auto skip pause on. Look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm so good today. Picking the Solstice and then auto skip pause. I'm crushing it.
You're on top of your game.
Apparently. This is never going to happen again, people, so make sure that you take a note of the day where I was highly successful at predicting things. But
And
yeah,
as I said, Ophelia with the boots heading to the top lane.
yeah, so called that perfectly as well. We're crushing it right now. This is going really well.
But
Yeah.
it's actually Kraken Suicide.
Uh-huh,
Not
and that's
the
what I was
Bubbles.
worried about, because I don't think Board Beater is their suicide player. I really don't like that. Like, how is Kraken going to compete with Puppet Master?
But then again, how is Bubbles going to compete with Puppet Master?
Well, at least he's got an escape mechanism and take cover, and he's got range.
That's true.
So it's hard for PM to get up into Bubbles' face, because, his abilities have some decent range, but not that much. And he doesn't have a jungler to initiate for him. So with Kraken, it's basically going to be, if he gets in the lane, then he's going to get CC'd and harassed pretty effectively. And with PM, or with Bubbles, I mean, he's got a lot more defensive capability in my mind, and at least he's got the range.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there is one thing about playing a melee suicide is if you think you're going to get stomped in that lane, if you put a Bubbles there or a Kraken, you'd rather put a Kraken there because at least it gets more XPs,
Right.
or more XP when there's denies.
Right.
That's one positive thing about it, I guess.
I mean, that's just like throwing the lane off the bat, though. It's immediately saying from minute one, yeah, I'm going to get nothing here. And actually, he's going to pull here.
I like that.
Yeah, that could help him a lot, because he's absolutely going to need lane control. But Puppet Master's going to counter with the pull of his own, and that just means we're going to have the jungle.
A jungle lane. Yeah.
And then this will just go right back into Puppet Master's favorite for the most part. So, wouldn't be surprised at all to see PM crush this Kraken and perhaps even get a kill. And similar things can happen up top with Magnus and Engineer, obviously a very strong lane combination, plus Ophelia in the woods. If she manages to get a Skeleton King or a Minotaur, we could see a really, really easy kill on flanks.
I like how Hellborn blocked the hard camp there, but I don't like how they didn't prevent the other hard camp from being taken, because right now Ophelia is just
Yeah.
taking that Catman, and that might be a kill on Solstice with those boots on Ophelia.
Yeah.
If he finds him.
Is she? No.
He's-
Looks like she's gonna go. Yeah, she is going the right way. So Catman Champion will spot him out here.
That should be a kill.
We're gonna really see it in time. Yeah, there actually gets 2 of the CS as well, and Solstice in a lot of trouble. Yeah, like you said, Oaf with boots already, just needs a few more auto attacks, and
He's gonna wait for the Catman, I think, or just
doesn't
auto
matter.
attack to death. That
There it
works
is.
too.
Yeah. So War Champ, please, dies there in the woods, as they definitely saw that coming, as they did block this hard camp over here, but then sort of acted like it wasn't going to happen. And now Oaf going to gank middle lane, forces Shellstroof out of bubbles, but he will be just fine, of course. And yeah, so really good start from Bingo Lotto there, not only getting the kill, but then forcing some reaction from bubbles in the middle lane, and we'll just go right back to farming.
One thing I do like is that Rhapsody is not risking showing himself on lane because it is effectively a free kill once Magnus gets his boots. He's instead just stacking and making sure that if they lose lane control, which is bound to happen at some point, that he can get some XP.
And Solstice and Ophelia going at it once again here, but now they're going to turn this, as Ophelia does have boots, but the Hellborn have more stuns. A couple more autos will finish her off. Yep, nice. Solstice getting the kill, so really good reaction there from Hellborn. They knew Ophelia was going to be in these woods again, and they're like, alright, let's do something about it, try to kick her out, and I don't think that's going to be effective. I would imagine she's just headed right back to the Hellborn woods, but we'll see.
They really want that Catman, and they got it.
Legion do have lane control now in this top lane as well.
But right now, Bubbles is having a really suffer time mid in comparison to this Chipper, which is it's expected, but
I think it's not surprising. And then with the Ophelia rotation, forcing him to play a little bit more defensive, knowing that Ophelia is in the Hellborn woods, that's probably screwing with him even more. Whereas Chipper is basically just like, yeah, I can do whatever I want.
And at bottom, there's a huge push coming.
Yep.
Puppet Master almost with steam boots.
So 320 GPM on Cowcraft there is the highest farmer in the game by pretty good a margin. And no surprise that Kraken is getting crushed down here. 144 gold per minute.
And second is Magnus in the aggressive dual lane, which shouldn't really happen, in my opinion, because it's a dual lane. They forced Ophelia successfully out of their woods right now. And they do have a Solstice.
And Kraken just used the charge there aggressively, missed Puppet Master, but PM didn't respond with a Voodoo. So I'm a little surprised there, as I think he might have at least been able to get, I don't know, some pretty significant harass damage on there, and maybe even a kill. He has both of the CC tools.
Maybe,
Ophelia gonna rotate though with the Whiplash and the Puppeteer's Hold. There it is. So nice Skeleton King incoming, and Countcracker will clean up the kill. So again, with the rotation from Bingo Lotto there, he is doing work on this Ophelia.
Really well played.
Actually, Engineer will take the flashbang, but they won't be able to pursue much more than that. Magnus can take some cicadas as well, but both heroes on the Legion's side here will be just fine. And yeah, sorry.
But earlier when Puppet got charged, I think it also has slightly maybe to do with the lag that he's experiencing. I mean, it is US East for Ogre right now, because Frog No Hippo is a US West team.
Yeah, definitely is possible.
But then again, it shouldn't really be an excuse. Or he was just being patient for Ophelia,
I mean,
to really secure the kill.
Right, there's no real reason he has to do that right there. It's a bit of an aggressive play, and if he wants to be a little more conservative, that's completely fine. He's crushing this lane. He doesn't need to really mess with the status quo at this point. He basically just needs to let this thing that's happening keep happening, and he'll be just fine.
And now, with his ulti up, I think he's just going to go for the kill.
And Solstice here getting jumped by Magnus and Engineer. Engie will take the stuns. Keg finally comes out and connects onto Solstice, but this might be some trouble as Magnus will take the Steam Path. Doesn't have mana for the Lava Surge. Engie off to the side, trades some autos with Clanks, and here comes a Hasted Chipper actually, so Clanks gonna be a lot of trouble, has a Rocket Barrage and the ultimate, doesn't even need it. Demstraps picks up the kill onto Clanks, real easy right there, and now Rhapsody in some trouble. There's the Saw Blades and a double tap. So, Hasted Chipper there, and the Hellborn side have no words of sight. At all. Anywhere. So.
Yeah, that's worrying, really. 300 gold on Rhapsody, you'd expect at least a lane ward or a ward for middle at this point. 6 minutes into the game, all the wards are now gone, the first set of wards. He did get some now, but it's too little too late, I guess.
I mean, against a Chipper, and with a hero like Bubbles that is very good at controlling runes, if you're not going to have words, you need to at least have somebody camping them. Like, Kraken isn't doing anything bot. He can sit in that lane, or he can sit in that bottom rune spawn and say, alright, I'm going to protect this. Because if Bubbles gets rune control here, he could actually do something to his Chipper, or at the very least gank another lane. He is level 6. But if you give it to Chipper, his gank potential is fantastic, his burst damage is amazing, as you just saw there. And, yeah. I don't know. It's not like Legion have a ton of sight either, they only have the one, but some luck there from Chipper, I guess.
Some luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more the fact that the top maybe.
Yeah, they're diving really, really hard on his flanks, but he's got the Hawk, and Ophelia is looking to stomp this Rhapsody. There comes Solstice with a stun, actually, and they might look to turn this around. Bubbles has rotated, and Ophelia gonna be in a lot of trouble, actually. Shell Surf is available, so is the kill field on the 3. Well done. Shell Surf actually doesn't connect on anybody, and Magnus is just taking this. So he will be able to run away. Flashbangs aren't connecting. Solstice there has the stun into Magnus. Also the silence with the Lava Surge away, and it looks like Magnus will be okay as he sips that bottle. I don't even know he had a bottle. Chipper coming in from the side actually picks up a kill on the Clanks thanks to Engineer's involvement, and Magnus here is in some trouble. Yeah, there's a Rev Ward, and they will actually kill him. No! Lava Surge, one more auto. Yes, it's kind of there finish him off. But Chipper, again, wants some blood. Probably won't find it. As Bubbles and Rhapsody.
And Ophelia's back alive.
Ophelia's coming right back in. Put the Shell Surf away. Actually, Ophelia takes a fair bit of damage there, so she's only level 4 and has 180 GPM, so she's had some really nice rotations, but not doing too much. Rocket's not going to connect. Rhapsody taking a good damage, but Chipper. Oh, now Chipper's in trouble as the action does not stop here. Flashbang slowing him down. Another one. Nice dodge as he looks away from it, and the port back onto Chipper, so he'll be just fine. Almost. Took a fair bit of damage there, but obviously Ophelia on your team helps out quite a lot. In the meantime, Count Crackler just roaming on bottom, yeah.
This seems to happen every single time. They just leave the carry down at bottom to, you know, do what he wants, kind of. I mean, I guess they're waiting for the level 6 Kraken, but to be honest, it's too late for him now to do anything. The fighting's done. Actually, jungle.
Yeah, Ophelia could be in some trouble there. Release the Kraken completely misses. Torrent goes down. Kraken's going to need to land this charge here, but
he has no mana.
Yeah. And the rocket won't connect, but it'll give vision. And now Kraken going to be in some trouble. He does not have charge still. There go the Saw Blades, and now Kraken's going to fall. So, yeah, you can't miss that ult.
That ulti,
I don't know why wouldn't you torrent first, get a little bit of slow, and then just like click it on the hero? It's not like it's a gut of cast time.
Or charge.
Or charge. Charge first, that works too. But
because then you can get them afraid of you, put it in front of them, so if they try to run away, they die, and if you just splash on them, they also die. I don't know, that ulti just completely whiffed.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, if you're going to miss the ulti, I don't really have a lot of faith in your ability to hit the charge, but you're right.
That's
I mean,
true.
you can go, like, alright, path A is the ult, path B is the charge, pick one. Instead of basically letting Ophelia off the hook there. So, they do have that Kraken. They did have the Kraken ulti at least. They get it, and then they waste it. And now top lane actually Engineer might be in some trouble, but yeah, go for it.
Oh, Magnus.
Yeah, he'll just Lava Surge away there. Flashbang actually slows him down, and he's Steam Bath despite having his staccato stuns on him. That wasn't a great plan, but here comes Chipper. And Anua's Blessing as well. There's one kill on the Solstice. Perhaps he can get chased down here. Maybe they want flanks. Nope. Kelp Drill goes on to both Bubbles and Rhapsody. Bubbles will Shell Surf away, be just fine. Magma's going to take a good amount of damage, and he's going to drop. But now Clanks is right back in this fight. Egg Stun's going to connect. And Chipper actually has no damage. Count Kraken in the bottom lane actually, meantime, finishes off Kraken. But that's going to be the end of that as the Courier gets protected, and the rest of the Hellborn side is too mobile here to do anything about this. Bubbles is in, and it's a little bit dangerous. Flashbang is there. Nice take cover, actually. A really, really well played bait, and they will kill Demstrats, but that's going to cost Planks his life. Yes, just barely with the Vagabond nuke. And again with the rotation, Solstice coming in with the ultimate. Kegstun goes on to him and connects. It means it stops his charge. Illuminate there as well. And looks like Solstice will be okay, so that engagement just does not end. In the meantime, Puppet Master did take out Kraken in the bottom lane with the use of the Voodoo Puppet, so well played to him as he just continues to farm 430 GPM, but 11 minutes into this game and Ogre is in a pretty substantial lead.
It's sad to see that when the Suicide has a 1v1 situation and he has less GPM than his support player.
Yeah.
I feel that if you're gonna pick up Kraken, you need a Kraken player. Because Kraken is one of those heroes you really need to practice to do well with, and, well, I'm not sure this Kraken player is that experienced at the moment, but you saw it already with the missed ulti. Those things cannot happen. That ulti is way too important to miss.
And I think it comes down to, as well, the lane choice. Like, they really should have put Bubbles bottom. I mean, Kraken is not that good a suicide hero, and we've seen it at every level of play. He's okay. He doesn't completely fail every time, but for the most part, he just doesn't do very well. And I don't know if they're aware of that or what, but with their lineup, I really don't understand why they wouldn't put Bubbles.
Destroyed a Hellborn tower.
And Malay actually, sorry, Chipper in. Catch out Solstice once again.
Kraken actually ported to middle to, I guess, try to be of help, but
Yeah.
with a hero like Chipper, you need to be there before the fight begins because he's just gonna one-shot someone.
Right. And they're gonna group up here, trying to kill Count Crapula in this bottom lane. But they're not gonna get anything out of it. They do have Kelpfield and Kraken Ultimate both available. And they realize that they need to address this PM, which is good. But Puppet's like, yeah, I see you coming. There's a word of sight in the river. And completely failed the gank there. So that's a 4-man rotation that does nothing.
And they're looking to push top now,
Yep.
so they might lose a lot out of it. With that nice ward from Ophelia right now, spotting the Solstice, so he's not going to be able to get an ulti off. Actually, he's in trouble.
Yeah, Chipper gonna catch him and actually misses the entire rocket
no.
barrage. That's not good. There goes the dance floor as well, and Chipper can get locked down a little bit here. DD on Bubbles, Kelpfield onto 3, but here comes the Magnus eruption. Are they gonna do anything with this? Not really. And it's actually Magnus takes the stun there. Flashbang goes off as well, but no silence. They're running away from this now because they realize how dangerous it is, but most of the movement abilities have been used already. Chipper in the front line will be ported back and drops the newest blessing. They're going to turn this into Solstice first off. Staccatos are on Magnus, so we can't do too much. Puppet Master comes in, and there's the Puppet Ultimate onto Bubbles. That's going to be one kill. Kraken Ultimate catches two, but it doesn't matter, as Count Crapula has finally shown up to the party and getting himself involved. So picks up a couple of more kills, 450 gold per minute now, and Assassin's Shroud are going to be underway momentarily. Clanks is just trying to live here, and it looks like he'll be fine. As long as he doesn't expose himself. But yeah.
And with that Whispering Helm, he's also going to be able to stack, well, triple stack the Ancients right now. So a lot of farm incoming for Puppet Master, but not so much for this Clanks right now.
He's currently at 183 gold per minute. And I'm going to go ahead and say Clanks needs more farm than that.
The Legion had destroyed a Hellborn tower.
Well, do you have any stats saying how well a Clanks does under a certain GPM? Because I think he's well under any GPM that you've got to this right now.
Clanks is 2-0 in Diamond League. And both times he was played by Tree, and both times he was played by Balthazar, so... And that dude farms like nuts, so I don't think we've seen him below like 600 GPM. So I can tell you that above like 600 GPM, he wins all the time.
100% of the time,
yeah.
It seems.
So I don't know how useful that is, but it's definitely the case as far as I remember. They will triple stack the Ancients here on the Hellborn side, so perhaps Clanks could get something out of that if he uses his Goon Squad, which he doesn't even have yet. So he's level 7, no ultimate.
I would go for a straight Shrunken this game.
Yeah.
Looking at their team, I wouldn't even bother with the Millstone. It doesn't do anything at this point.
Yeah.
Also against a Puppet Master
And
who
Ophelia.
has... Yeah.
I mean, they can cancel that relatively easily.
I feel like this engineer is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he probably is. He's going to dodge a Shell Surf there, and actually Bubbles is trapped. Puts the energy field down, so he's going to die, but the Kelpfield rotations comes in, and Bubbles actually could be in some trouble. There's the take cover, but it's not going to stop anything. Sawblade Showdown, he walks back into it and dies. Chipper also going to take the Kraken ultimate here, but he gets a double tap, and now he's going to look for Clanks. So Chipper 4v1, although helpful with the NG ultimate, and now Rhapsody could also be in some trouble. Chipper can land the rocket, one more! Staccatos, get him!
He's gonna get him, I think.
He took the auto attack, I don't know why.
The rocket though.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah, yep.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
okay.
So a Chipper just 1v4'd
Yeah.
against a
He had a little bit of help. There was the tower there, and NG had put the NG
And
field down
Ophelia
and
ulti.
kegged, and Ophelia ulti. So, wasn't just him. But yeah, that was
But
pretty much one.
I don't think the Ophelia ulti even would have done anything.
No.
I don't think he needed it. He
I don't
has
think he needed it.
550 health right now, but in the woods, Solstice getting caught out.
Yeah, I'm completely missing that because I'm just watching this chipper because he deserves it. He deserves
Massacre.
camera time after
He
that.
does indeed. My God.
Kraken gonna get hit by the
Impressive
skeleton
plays.
kick, and he will run away. But yeah, that was pretty awesome. Kelto with the 2 there, and actually they're trying to turn this. Engineer is here. Magnus will get silenced out of the steam bat. There goes the astrolabe. They'll get the lava surge into 1. Nice take cover there from Bubbles though, and they will pick up the kill into Peasant. So a little bit too much dive there from the Legion team, but here's Puppet Master.
500 GM now.
In comes the push that they basically can't do anything to stop because their highest GPM hero is 215 gold per minute on that Bubbles.
I mean, I gotta say, they do have some type of counter push with the Clanks and the Rhapsody and the Bubbles, but I don't know why they drafted a Solstice. I still really don't like it.
Solstice has counter push too.
Yes, but at the same time, when you're this far behind, I don't think it
Assassin's
makes
Shroud
sense.
is there, and Bubble's going to shell surf right in, but it's not going to be enough silence to stop the Voodoo Puppet, plus the ultimate. Pretty easy kill here on the 4 beater. Nope! What? Oh my god, he's
Take
alive.
cover.
Take cover. Best ability
cover the
ever.
last time.
But there's the Puppeteer's hold on to Clanks, so... Well, they didn't kill Bubbles, but they did kill Clanks. I think they'll take that.
I don't know. At this point, I think they're not really bothered by who they get,
Right.
as long as they get someone. They just want to push, I think.
Yeah. I mean, they've got
They
all
know
Iron
they're the
Towers
lead.
down. No, sorry. Bottom 2-2 is still there. What am I even talking about?
And they're going there, like... Yeah.
They're quickly trying. No, you're right. Tower's dead. There we
But
go.
I
The
think
Legion had destroyed
everyone...
a Hellborn
Oh, no.
tower.
Okay, well, Engineer is 10 GPM away from Bubbles, but at that point, he'd be the highest GPM of the... compared to the Hellborn
The
side.
entire Legion side, yes. More GPM than the entire Hellborn side. And I'm going to say, okay, triple stacked Ancients now are being stolen. So,
Why? Okay, here's my... I find it kind of strange when teams who are behind triple stack the Ancients when they don't even have enough map control to take it, or let alone take it because their heroes aren't strong enough.
they don't have
You
the
know,
damage.
take it.
Yeah.
I mean, Clanks could ulti, but he doesn't
can't.
even have his ulti.
That's what I was talking about before. Is like, why doesn't... If they're going to triple stack the Ancients, Clanks needs to have his ultimate. Like, that's the whole point.
And not next flight. Hawk, sorry.
I don't know.
He feels so useless.
And yeah, I mean, he is. He has no damage. He has no survivability. He can't do anything. And Kongor here also going to fall. So that'll be yet another point in favor of the
Kongor
Legion
has
team.
been slain.
And they're really being very conservative about this. They've got a 23,000 gold lead. This is basically them crushing. They have to know that they're really, really, really far ahead because the levels definitely show it. And
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous to be honest. Like, if I was Ogre right now, at this point in the game, I think I would just walk into the base, take their tower, take their racks. If they come close, shoot some rockets, you know, stun with Magnus, do some damage with Puppet, and they'd already be dead. I don't know. It feels like it would just be an overwhelming victory for the Legion if they took a
mean,
team fight right now.
they have level 2 ultimates on everybody except for Engineer. They have a level 3 ultimate on Shipper. And Bubbles is the only one that's at level 11 on the Hellborn team. So, even if they don't kill him, like, he's not going to do that much at this point. And, like, their team fight's really good. They've got Eruption, Saw Blades, Puppet Master. It's...
Ophelia
Blessing.
ulti?
Yeah. Like, they can just push high ground at this point, but they're being really, really safe about it, and I'm not really sure why.
I think the saying goes like, you know, you beat someone into submission.
Yeah. Maybe they're winning game 2 here, too. Like, maybe they're just trying to be like, we're going to be so good that we win game 2 as well. I don't think that's in the rules, but... stranger things have happened, maybe? I don't know, have they?
I don't know, 25k? 24k gold?
Yeah.
Have stranger things happened? No, I don't think so.
That's more than 1,000 GPM advantage per minute at this point. Like,
Yeah.
that's a 1k advantage at minute 1, a 2k advantage at minute 2, and if they were doing that at minute 5, or minute 10 or whatever, then it would already be a ridiculous advantage. And at this point,
Especially, yeah. Especially that early in the game, you know, 10k
Right.
gold, that early on means Steam Boots for everyone on your team.
Right.
Means a bunch more on top of that. Probably Whispering Helm and the Astro plus, yeah, it's just a ridiculous lead. And now mid,
Yeah.
getting caught up with the Shroud.
Solstice is pretty tanky
Fairly
here,
tanky,
actually.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's taking a lot of damage. And is he going to get away from this? Yep.
Wow.
I'm surprised.
I would have just ultied at that point with Puppet Master.
Yeah.
Because Solstice is their tankiest hero, and he is one of their main forms of initiating a fight with his ulti. If that Solstice was dead, they could walk into the base for sure. Then it wouldn't even be a contest anymore.
I think they can do that anyway, but...
That's
I
what
mean-
I was getting at earlier.
You're right, like, that would make it easier, no doubt. Hey, we were already up by 25k gold, let's also make this a 4v5.
Yeah.
And,
But how much easier can Easy get?
like,
right.
the entire Hellborn team could DC, and their only opponent could literally be creeps and towers, but I'm not sure how much easier that would be. It would be easier.
That's true.
But at this point,
But,
they don't even need to use spells. They can just, like, A-click the ground, and they'd probably still win.
Especially with that token.
Yeah.
I feel that Puppet Master can just walk in,
Yeah,
ulti
just
someone.
hit the base.
Oh, look, is he walking in now?
Yeah, and Solstice is going to get a nice ulti onto 5. Kelpil on 3 as well, but there's a Healer's Blessing as the counter. Eruption goes on to Kraken in the background. That's going to be a pretty... No, so there's Solstice in the background. Pretty easy kill. Finally, Rhapsody Ultimate gets stopped, and there's a kill on Bubbles as well. Yummy Poo goes down on the wrap, and here's Kraken finally getting cleaned up as the Saw Blades are his only means of escape. Buybacks from Cleanse and Bubbles. Why?
Not sure what they're gonna do at this point.
Die again is what it looks like, at least with Bubbles. There's a take cover. That's not going to stop anything. Clanks' Hawk expires, and there's the kill. So, GG's finally get called. But,
A Hellborn barracks has been destroyed.
I'm
yeah.
skeptical.
A Hellborn barracks has been
like,
destroyed.
buybacks useful things, and I guess they weren't really saving them for later. But, like, if they had buyback gold, buy a couple more items, man. You have 200 GPM. Like, that buyback gold is not helping you at this point more than some extra stats even would. So, yeah, whatever. That's gonna do it for game 1. So, final thoughts on that game besides holy crap, what a stomp?
Holy crap, what a stomp.
Yeah.
And I think it comes down to the execution of the laning phase. You know, it really doesn't work to put a Kraken suicide against a Puppet, as you said, and Bubbles actually did okay. He had the highest GPM of his team, but the Solstice pick, so unnecessary, so greedy, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, no doubt here. So,